Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. Today the patches just dropped. The latest patch which nerfed a whole bunch of cards, particularly from Warlock. Warlock and Druid took a pretty big hit. All the Spiteful decks now a little bit slower, and the Warlock decks also a little bit slower and a little bit less healing. And that's quite pertinent because the deck that we're playing today comes to us from Kasai. Is it Kasai? Yeah. Over on Hearthstone. And that is this tournament budget mid-range hunter. So I guess the key thing with tournament decks is that you have to consider your full lineup. But we're going to be giving this this deck a go on the ladder. We'll see how we go in a couple of games. So mid-range hunter, the idea is that unlike an aggressive deck, you actually have some kind of late game. It's most importantly the most important example of a reason to be late game, mid-game hunter, mid-range hunter is Savannah Highmane. Just a fantastic value card. You get to play two of them because it's not legendary, though it probably should be. And this is a really good reason to be mid-range hunter. The other big reason to be mid-range hunter is Deathstalker Rexar. But not every list plays Deathstalker Rexar, whereas most will play the Savannah Highmanes. So because of that, we cut out some of the one-drops. This Kasai here has chosen to play a pretty, I don't know if it's lean. I think 4 one-drops would be lean in this kind of deck, and 6 might just be the right number. We've got Dire Moles, Jeweled Macaws, and Raptor Hatchlings on 1. Some previous iterations of these kind of decks would play like a one-off tracking to help find key cards. Most importantly, it helps to find Deathstalker Rexar in the grindy matchups. But Kasai's just gone for the 6 one-drops here. Got the typical package on 2 with Crackling Razormaw and Scavenging Hyena to help us if our opponent doesn't have an answer, if our opponent doesn't contest these one-drops. These are phenomenal follow-up plays. The Razormaw allowing you to put some pressure on, the Hyena being just a high priority target for your opponent, and if they don't have spot removal, it can be quite difficult. Vicious Scalehide is a new one, and I think this slot would usually be filled with Direwolf Alpha. But Vicious Scalehide I'm keen to try out, as it will help us compete with the board better. Typically in these kind of decks, only Unleash the Hounds would be your best way to get back on a board that you're kind of losing grip of. So keen to see how well this one goes. It's also a beast, so we can maybe get some sweet adapts or some Houndmaster love going on with it. With Bear Shark on 3 and an Odd Companion. Actually, a whole bunch of 3-drops in here. Usually 3 is where you kind of have to make some concessions to the curve. You also sometimes see copies of Stitch Trackers in this slot to give you a little bit more of a grindy game. But I think Bear Shark's in a pretty good place right now, and it's gonna help us in the mirror and against Tempo Mage. I think it's really good stats in that matchup. Moving up, we've got the Life Drinkers in here. Life Drinker represents both a bit of reach for the deck, as we can deal direct damage, go through taunts once we've lost some gas, and in the aggressive mirror could help us race, because we do get that life gain. And Tundra Rhino, I think, is an acceptable, later drop that still has some power. Like, we could compare this to, like, say, Bittertide Hydra, where Bittertide Hydra is, I think, more the better as the finisher, as the top end in your deck. I think Tundra Rhino just kind of is both a reasonable finisher in that it's going to make your next couple of beasts come out a lot quicker because they have charge. But also, if in the situation where you don't have board control, imagine you're against Paladin, they have a bunch of junk on board. Bittertide Hydra is not the greatest play, especially with knife jugglers everywhere. Obviously, that might not be the case now with the nerfs, but Bittertide Hydra is not great if you don't have board, whereas Tundra Rhino is a card that can let you get back into the game. I think is what I was trying to get at there. Also combos well with the Savannah Highmane. So we're going to jump into some ladder games and see how well we go. See you soon. Alright, we are here with a game.
Let the hunt begin.
Keep the 1-drop. Not too sure what our best cards are. Like what we want to be keeping, especially if we suspect that it's an aggressive deck, or if we suspect that this is like the more controlling Shutterwocky late game decks that have been a bit more popular. It's a good one. My suspicions with the nerfs were that because a lot of the really good mid-range and control decks are slowing down, and because Paladin being the premier aggro deck is also taking a hit, that
The end is coming.
we can't kill that. Well, we're either killing it or playing nothing this turn, so...
I knew it.
So yeah, because these control decks are getting a bit slower and the premier aggro deck is taking a hit, that we're going to see a lot of those tier 2 aggro decks kind of come back.
How long can this go on?
Hunter being a great example of a tier 2 aggressive deck. Uh-oh.
I hunt alone.
Alright, let's see if they have the Lightning Storm. Or Volcano for that matter. Lightning Storm. Getting to that point in the game where we really want to try and maximize our hero power shots. We need to dodge them, having like a healing rain. I think any one source of healing probably puts the game out of range for us.
Can this go on?
Any one source of healing, I would say. Yeah, I think this is the game where we wanted the Razor more on too, as opposed to the Hyena. Kind of interesting they didn't hit the Leok with the chain gang. I guess that makes sense now.
I wake once more. How long can this go on? How long can this go on?
How long can this go on? Indeed. Could take poisonous. I think we just gotta go through. Death Grip. What do we want to rip out of our opponent's deck? Shuttleblock? That'd be pretty dope. Oof. Oof. Big Drakey. Game might actually be close if they don't have any form of healing. Though this is the turn to play it, yeah. 18. Not sure if we can do 18. Don't know if this is the kind of matchup where Deathstalker Exile would have helped us at all. Let's see what's in your deck. Glacial Shard.
Nice to meet you.
I mean, a lot of me wants to concede. A lot of me wants to concede.
Pain, speak to me.
There's just a little chance. There's a little tiny chance. Roll the dice. That's a big one. Oof, sorry about that. decks.
My jaws that
Alright.
my claws.
Are we dead?
My jaws that bite. My claws that bite.
Yeah.
My claws that catch.
Oh my gosh.
My jaws that
Oh no.
my claws.
This is too much to deal with. Look at this lag. Oh my gosh. Look at the weird, like, spell effect area. Interesting. I wonder if that's actually a visual bug. Or if it's working as intended. Alright. So we copped an L on that one. Would have, and we didn't have our strongest start. And those chain gangs are really good. Really quite good against us. We need like our bear shark. Is a bear shark or a Misha or something. It's our best way of beating through those. Because ultimately a lot of our deck has 2 toughness. 2 or less toughness.
None can escape my fury.
Let the hunt begin.
Alright, so 3 shots at 6 in 27. I think we need, yeah, we need a quick start against Rogue. But if this is odd Rogue, we're probably getting dunked on anyway. Yeah. It's not. Oof. I see you chatting at me. Ah, right on time. You dingus. Gosh darn Raptor Hatchling. Though even if we did have this on 1, they could have just coin daggered. I guess at least that's like a good... Like as far as tempo goes, that's pretty good for us. This is good. I like next turn being able to pair the Scale Hide with the Razor Maul. So what rogue deck is our opponent on? We're on Miracle? Tempo maybe? Does the Miracle Rogue play 1-drops?
Think.
That is how familiar with the archetype I am. Does Miracle Rogue play 1-drops? Opponent is in the tank. They are taking their time. Miracle Rogue.
Swiftly.
Oh yes, Miracle Rogue definitely runs 1-drops.
There once was a man from Gildan.
Firefly. Well, now I want to drop this Razor Maul on our good friend. Yeah, let's get this Scout Hide out. It was either Scale Hide or Hero Powering, but I think because we have the Animal Companion, we want to maximize our downside, our worst case scenario, which is hitting Leo.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Interesting. Play the fire card? Yeah. The flame elemental.
To my side.
Welcome to the fray, Misha. I think this will be a pretty telling turn, because I don't think... I think Miracle would play Fan of Knives, but Tempo would not. Especially after the nerf arenas.
Think.
Sapping the Misha.
The Brotherhood shall prevail.
Your 4/4 VC. So we roll off this Jeweled McCall first. Sure. I'm just hesitant to play the Bear Shark and the Misha into just getting traded into.
I got the best deals anywhere.
Go ahead. Do your worst. Do your worst. I'm currently going through some of the comments on Hearthstone and YouTube. I think that's a slightly better use of my time at the moment than paying attention to this Miracle Road just dunking all over us. It's always this weird, like, I don't know if any of you have this kind of person in your life, but like, you know, if you're on Facebook or any other like social media kind of thing, you get a notification and it's like, you know, you got you know, someone commented on your thing, but that someone is like kind of maybe problematic or, you know, has caused you grief in the past. So, you know, you kind of get that, you kind of clench up. You're like, oh, do I check this? Do I want to expose myself to this thing? I kind of realize that I get that 100% of the time when I get comments on videos and things. Is this person gonna say something terrible that ruins my day? Let's find out.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Well, do your worst. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel, and I shouldn't, because the majority of the comments that I get are like either really good, like genuinely like well thought out questions. Someone genuinely wants to get information, which I always find is really fun. It's really fun to like get a discussion going on and answer those questions. you know, help someone out, or they're, you know, they're great stories. Like every time I see someone comment on one of the budget deck videos that they're like, oh, I use this deck to, you know, reach rank 15 or rank 10, or, you know, I think one of them even someone used it to reach rank 5. And I was like, hell yeah, that's awesome. Like they'd only just started playing and they're like hitting rank 5. That's so great. Alright, we've seen enough here. So I shouldn't have such trepidation over internet comments. Alright. This is the same person.
Let the hunt
It is. We're on the draw this time. Oof. Why aren't you a diamond? Core Hound. I forgot this card even existed. So this is a run back. Actually thinking about it. Sap this.
halt. Who goes there?
Young Thug. If we can roll a Divine Shield off this Razor Maw. See what they do about this. Unfortunately, we generally have no answer for this Thug. Comments are weird. I know someone's gonna flame me one day. I also worry I won't make it because I'm the wrong kind of girl. You're the right kind of gal. Gosh, you're phenomenal. Bunny Pod. Plus, I think if you look at the last couple of months and the growth that you've seen, it's pretty clear that, you know, people are picking up what you're putting down.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, SX7. Remember, haters are just indicators that you're on some next level shit, my guy.
Hunt alone.
It's not killing it like the insert F Facebook girls. What do you mean? You mean like you don't have 100,000 followers on Instagram? Like, oh fuck. Oh, jeez. Rough. Raw deal.
Halt. Who goes there?
I think I'm gonna have to pair these two up to get back in the game.
I wonder. I hunt alone.
It's 100% the butt. Oh gosh. I will stop trying to bait me into saying unsavory things. So I'm a good boy. How dare you? I'll have you know mothers love me. At least one of them does.
I wonder.
I actually really like... I don't know. I feel like we all went through this thing. Or a lot of people went through this thing. Where you, like... This is gonna be a weird statement. But... we realize how amazing Kim Kardashian is. Like... that girl is on her grind 24/7. And has been on that grind for like a really long time. Horny on main from womb to tomb. I can't believe I said those words. I think everyone kind of realizes at one point, just like, oh, like, the whole, like, famous for being famous thing, not a thing.
There once was a man.
And even if you do think, like, I think along those lines, you have to respect the capitalization of things. Like, taking what you got and running with it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, if they have Leroy, probably die. I think we just want to try and bait them into racing, and hopefully we can get them with the kill command. Self-image stuff, yeah. Self-image is really tough. Really, really tough. Like, I don't know. I never really had the best self-image. Always think that I was, you know. I went down that hole of like, after, you know, leaving my first girlfriend after we broke up, going to like, no one will ever love me anymore, and a lot of that was like tied to self-image.
To my side.
Oh, just, yeah, great deck. We the game plan went perfectly. We really, you know, I think we made some great plays. We certainly just didn't get the top deck, then 1 in 3 for exact lethal, whilst we were dead on board. So, yeah, great. All right. Here with another game against Druid.
Begin.
So curious to see what Druid's going to be doing in this state of the game without. I mean, Spyfall got nerfed, but there's still obviously like the Hadronox Druid, Liss. Nothing changed out of that. What else? Token Druid. Ooh. Yeah, I went through a whole bunch of self-image stuff. I think what really helped me the most was becoming a magic judge. That helped me the most because it's like, especially beyond doing like basic tournament organization stuff. Beyond that, like, you have to interact with players like all the time. You can't not interact with players, and like having to stand in front of a room of, you know, whether it's just like a draft pot of 8 people or just like, you know, 20, 30, 100, 1,000 people, and you gotta, you know, you gotta tell them what's up. Am I doing scale hide hero power here? Or just life drinker?
I wonder.
Let's do life drinker. But like having to stand in front of those people and just accept that like this is you, like, you know, or maybe it's just like putting yourself out there and not getting shat on. Like stand in front of a room of 50 people and tell them to do stuff and not have them be like, you're a wiener face. At least that's what it is for me. Wiener face or not? Probably should have hit the rhino into that. Maybe. Swipe here is really good. They like hit, swipe this. Sorry, I'm speaking to my cup. I don't know, I don't even think I was slamming down the selfies. Okay, hold on. This sentence is hard to pass.
Now how about...
I can't help but be a gremlin most of the time. I mean... yeah. There's definitely something to be said about... hold on, let me just math this a bit. I mean, I think something to think about is like the weight that you place in doing stuff like that.
Attention, class.
And I think for a lot. Ooh, that's sick. Violet Teacher of Oaken Summons. Why have I never seen that before? Like, I think for a lot of people, they just, like, don't necessarily place a lot of value in those selfies. Maybe I should trade it in if we really suspect that they have the swipe. Like, I know for me, when I take pictures of myself, I usually don't particularly, I just kind of put it out there. Like, I don't put a lot of weight in them, at least not anymore. And I used to use it as a good outlet, as like a, oh, I'm feeling good today, here is like a way that I can express, like, I feel good. Without looking like a dingus.
Now how about...
Oaken Summons Violet Teacher. That is so sick. And I'm so confused. Like, is this Token Druid, or is this like... Is this like mid-range Token Druid or something?
Time grows short.
No? This is just what Token Druid is now? Oh, they're doing like Injured Blade Master with Token Summons? That's really tight. Whispering Woods. These lists are sick. Well, I don't really want to get blown out by our opponent waking up and
Time grows short.
spreading plaguing us. Oh. That's worse. Unfortunate. I really like this Token Druid list though.
Pay attention, class.
With the Violet Teachers.
I meant to run.
Yep. I don't think infinite I don't think infinite high mains could have saved us there. But we're in with a shot. Let's take a look at the deck. So I think one of the important things to remind ourselves of is that this list from Kasai is a tournament deck. You know, you are going to be bringing this in to beat certain matchups, like you're not going to be playing this list against many bad matchups, or the bad matchups that you do play against, you're, you know, just hoping to eke out a win. A lot of the cards felt okay, except for these one toughness one drops. In a world with so many fireflies and rogue daggers and you know, previously ones coming off of out of Paladin, it's really tough to be able to rely on these sticking around to get your Crackling Razormaw off, and that's like your best start. So geez, it's just really tough, because if we look at all our one drop beasts, like, are we gonna try and play Emerald Hive Queen, or like, yeah, we just really don't have many other options. But maybe it's a case where, you know, relying on the Raptor Hatchling on one into the Crackling Razormaw, we're better off just playing like Fireflies or like Argent Squires here. And then maybe we could do something like cut these Scale Hides, or like cut down on the Scavenging Hyenas, find some space elsewhere to include those Direwolf Alphas, which are better with those, like, with those kind of Firefly Argent Squire one drops as well. Lean less on this on this one drop beast into 2-drop Razormaw or Hyena. Lean on that less. But yeah, I really like this one. Once again, big shout out and thanks to Kasai for bringing this deck to us. And you can find all the links, if you're watching this on YouTube, all links down in the description, where the deck is, the deck code, and I believe Kasai is also going to be doing a matchup guide pretty soon. So check them out. They're also on Twitter at twitter.com/Kasai_HS. But yeah, I'll leave you there. And until the next one, you'll have a wonderful day. Bye.